the Capitol. We love it here. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate all y'all watching us. And for those who are just tuning in, I hope you stick with us. Tonight, because on Saturdays, not everyone, and I don't know how many we do a month, but we've got the whole nerd gang here, right? And you guys know Bethany. She joins me once a week, and we do mysteries together. She's the astrologist at pollenandstardust.com. Book your astrology reading with her right away. Come on. The new year is coming. You need to know what's coming up. She's fantastic. Go on there and book with her. But anyway, we're so happy because we've got Bethany tonight. She's joining the nerds. Slaying, and I am Sharon. So thank you for being here. All right, so it is Gobble Gobble month. And I thought it would be incredibly fabulous. Let's get in touch with the dudes who made it happen. We are going to Roanoke Island in the 1500s. What is that date? Around 1587, those people. And we were also going to hit up Plymouth Rock and all those dudes over there. And we are talking both the indigenous and the colonists or separatists. Separatists was Roanoke, colonists was the Plymouth, and I'll explain the difference. But first, go Dodgers! Go Dodgers! Yeah! And Mr. Jackie Robinson, we channeled you. We asked you who was going to win.
Yeah.
You said it would be the Dodgers. Now, let me tell you something. Josina came over to our place, and they were like not thinking it was going to happen. I'm like, y'all, I heard him loud and clear. Was it just the rods, the lights? I heard him say it was going to be the Dodgers. I have no issues believing it is going to happen, even though it was getting down to the wire, one of the best World Series innings ever. And what happened?
Game 7, baby.
Yeah.
Dodgers took it in 1 second. And it was
double
fantastic,
overtime.
And I didn't doubt it because Jackie came through. So, well, they were a little squirmy and they won't admit it.
No, but, Sharon, here's the deal.
What's the deal?
It was a good game. And Toronto Blue Jays were putting on a fight. Mm-hmm. And they were battling back and forth. So it went right to the wire.
They did, because the correspondents thought the Blue Jays were going to have it. They weren't even giving any time of day to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
and I was like,
they were actually starting to give the accolades to the Blue Jays and the Blue Jays management. So it looked like you could swing that way in just literally in a matter of 1 out. But the Dodgers, by the skin of their teeth, they scrapped and they fought for it, and they basically stole the candy right out of that stadium.
They did. So, I thought, and I've already brought him in, he is standing by, he assured me he is here. I want to bring Jackie Robinson back first before we get into the Gobble Gobble stuff. Because first of all, I want to thank him. I won $10 on my bet from Rodrigo.
Sweet.
Our friend Rodrigo, he was like, nah, not going to happen. I'm like, double or nothing now. And $10, I made him pay me up the other day. It felt really good. And we want to thank him, and so let's just bring him in the house, and he won't be here long, but let's see what we can do. Jackie, are you here? Yes, he is. First of all, Jackie, all of us in the house are so happy you knew what you were talking about. You predicted the Dodgers.
Good call.
They did win. I won $10. Thank you.
Thank you,
We're
Jackie.
so happy. Are you happy that your team won?
Yeah.
Yes. So I have a question for you. Would you be interested in predicting other sports? Yes. Now, Randella thought it might be a little too much to ask you, that maybe you might be offended or something. But I'm like, no, an athlete is an athlete. Let's just ask. So would you be interested for like big games or whatnots? If we bring you in, will you give us your prediction of delivery? Yes! Totally in it. Yay! So I have a question. Who are the Broncos playing tomorrow?
The Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, I hear they're not doing so good this year. All right. Are the Broncos tomorrow, which is Sunday, going to beat the Chiefs? No.
Wow.
No, Jackie, I'm going to validate this. I want to ask this another time. Will the Broncos tomorrow beat the Chiefs?
No.
Okay, I'm going to text Rodrigo. I'm putting $5 down, and I'm going to double nothing because he will not vote against the Broncos. I'm going to make a cool 10 again.
Sharon.
That's kind of exploitation.
Bet 20. Just do it.
Jackie's my
20.
friend. Jackie Robinson, are you my friend? Yes. Are you going to hug me? Yes, thank you. I hug you back.
Jackie's the
Anything
man.
else? Oh, did you notice that Josina's wearing the Dodgers hat?
Yeah, and I
Very
forgot
much.
mine, sir.
Randy was supposed to wear his, but he forgot
I
it.
forgot mine, sir.
And I was going to make one, and I forgot. I worked all day.
But I want you to know, Jackie, that Sharon, she truly has deep respect for you. And during that game,
We love you.
she was like,
Got you.
she was completely with you, man.
Mhm.
So she's the real deal.
I'll take a hug.
I have a question.
Thank you. Oh, Jackie, Josina has a question.
Will the Dodgers three-peat
Oh,
next year?
great question.
Okay, Jackie, will the Dodgers three-peat next year? Yes! Oh my God.
As soon as you said that, a big puff of smoke
Yeah.
just hit. That's a sign from Jackie.
I made it.
I think we need to give Jackie a round of applause.
Yeah, let's
Yes!
give Jackie a round of applause.
Thank you,
Everything
Jackie.
you stand for, Jackie.
Thank
You're
you,
an
Jackie.
amazing guy.
We gotta move on to the gobbles, and we're gonna talk to you, bring you right back. And when I win my money from Rodrigo again tomorrow, I will certainly bring you back to thank you, and then we'll see what other bets. And he's hugging me.
We will.
Aw.
We'll see. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being with us, Jackie Robinson. Woo! All right. So
I suggest that
I gotta calm myself.
we start these podcasts with
You know we're recording.
chat with Jackie.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say it exactly like that, but I do. That's where I was going. And you know what, Josina, let's be exact. Absolutely. Are we all in agreement with bringing Jackie in?
Yes.
I think, you know,
Great American.
he was friends with Martin Luther King. He was a bodyguard for him. He is the first
Dude's the man. Dude's
in
the
the
man.
major leagues of his race.
First African
And
American
he
in the National
is
League.
amazing. And
Yes,
he
sir.
brings me money.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. So
Thank you, Jackie.
now on to the Gobble Gobble episode. We're going to forward on. Happy Gobble Gobbles. I'm not going to say the T word. I don't want to be offensive to anybody. Let's just make it more of a fun thing. And we are going to learn some history. So I'm very excited because, like I said from the beginning, not only are we going to talk, hopefully, to some of the colonists and separatists, but we are also hopefully going to talk to some of the indigenous interpreters. And this blows my mind because if you think back to the 1500s and the 1600s, how on earth did an indigenous tribesman person learn to speak English? Well, I'll tell you how. One was captured and enslaved or captured or something, and he learned that way. But the others, I didn't find out how they learned, but how back then, when you were just in your world, how do you learn English? Like, it blows my mind, and it's very exciting, and I don't know if anyone's going to come through. Maybe they've all reincarnated. I don't know if anyone's going to come through, but we're going to try. So I'm not going to get too much into the details. These guys over here, they can put their 2 cents in, but we're starting with Bethany with the astrology, and take it away.
So I'm looking at the chart for the Roanoke landing, which I have the date as July 22nd, 1587. I used the city of Manteo on Roanoke Island.
Right.
So that's what I'm using.
Now,
We don't have a time, so I picked noon, and this chart actually works really well. So I think I would be willing to bet they may have landed close to midday. So right off the bat, I noticed that Mars is in the first house in Libra in a day chart. Mars is a malefic planet, and because this is a day chart, we suspect it's a day chart. Mars is going to be the planet that causes the most difficult problems, and it's prominently placed above the horizon in a day chart. What does this mean? Libra is a planet of negotiations and alliances and diplomacy. Mars there will try to work with others and sometimes will be successful. Not all the time. So remember, the colony was trying to rely on the native indigenous people, perhaps overly rely on them and their resources for food and their capabilities for farming and hunting, etc. Yeah, my understanding is the indigenous people at some point looked up and said, but what have y'all done for us lately? So there's that. So we have Mars and Libra trying to negotiate and not succeeding super well.
And we're on Roanoke, right?
Yeah, we're still on Roanoke. Yeah. Directly across from Mars is Pluto in Aries. This is a tough aspect. This is an opposition between Mars and Pluto, which has a lot to do with power struggles.
Which makes sense.
Right? Doesn't it make a whole lot of sense?
And may I interject?
Mm-hmm.
On Roanoke, there were many tribes in that area, more than Plymouth. I have a list of at least, I think, 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that conflict could have come somewhat through those within their tribes.
Yes. So we have power struggles, we have attempts at diplomacy, perhaps failures at diplomacy. One of the things... Here's one of the good things about this chart, and then I'm going to come to something really heavy in this chart. We have a triple conjunction between the Sun, Neptune, and Jupiter. That's massive. I don't know how often that happens.
Is Jupiter the largest planet?
Jupiter is the largest planet.
Oh my god, with the Sun?
With next to the Sun
and Neptune.
And a triple conjunction of all 3. Wow. Yeah. So that is exceptionally rare, and it speaks to the unprecedented nature of this moment. I think this was one of the very first colonies in the Americas, right?
Yes. Well, there was Columbus.
Did he
colonize?
Technically, didn't he land?
He enslaved.
He enslaved people, but
What
they landed
was
in
this year? Because we also had
1587.
because we actually had a previous one down in St. Augustine.
Right.
But what year was St. Augustine? I don't think
was the 1600s.
That was it. But the difference between St. Augustine is St. Augustine became the first city of the United States.
Okay.
That's what it wasn't colonized. It was the first city.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So we can look that date up.
Okay. So we do have something that speaks to the momentousness and the once in a generation aspect of this. Those are all very prominently placed in Cancer. And then what comes to the part that's really heavy is we have Saturn in Taurus in the 8th house. And you and I have talked we talked a lot about the 8th house.
You have to explain to the nerds what the 8th house is. Because this is her sun is in the 8th house.
Yeah. So the 8th house has a lot to do with shared resources. So today we think about finances. So think of the stock market. Think of mutual funds. Scholarships, grants, financial resources that are shared and held by more than one person. Taurus is also the sign of food. So this speaks to...
That's great because they were starving.
They were starving. Yeah,
not the indigenous.
They knew how to farm and were willing to do so. The Englishmen. This was the colony where they were like, we are upper class men. We're not going to farm. That would be beneath us. I believe that's this colony where they're like, I don't want to work with my hands for a living. That's what poor people do.
Well, that makes sense because they were separatists.
Yeah.
So the reason why they left, it wasn't religious persecution. Mm-hmm. They left for prosperity in business. Yeah. They didn't want to be taxed. They didn't want to share their money. It was enterprise. They went to Roanoke to have their own enterprise, not interfered with.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So we have Saturn limiting the shared food that is available. The Saturn in the 8th house is tough. The Mars in the 1st house in a day chart, that's really tough. Yeah, with the moon is in Pisces in the 6th. The moon in the 6th for an individual can cause mental health problems or like depression. For a colony, I think it might just be we don't know what to do. We made it all the way here, now what? Like the listlessness. So yeah, despite not having a time, I think this chart works really, really well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think? Do we want to do both charts to start out, and then I'll pull people up, or do you want to do one chart at a time?
Let's do one at a time.
Okay, so let's pull up some people that were back in the day. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. Fog, please.
Fog.
I was telling Manteo, and he's all looking at me like, what? All right. Here they are. Here we are. Well, let's begin with the tribal side of things. So there are two people I can bring up. And you were talking about Manteo, and there was an interpreter from the tribe named Manteo.
Oh, there was?
And I believe he was the chief. I believe he was. And then there's also one chief. Or one Chisi. We're going to see who will come up. We'll start with Manteo.
Okay.
And then we'll ask some questions. Okay, we're digging deep here. Let's just see how things go. Manteo, 1587, Roanoke Island. I don't know how this is going to go, y'all. We're going way back in time. Let's just see if anybody's going to come through. Manteo. Okay, give me a second here. Somebody is here for sure. Yes, he's here. Manteo, are you from the tribe that met the separatists in 1587 from England at Roanoke Island? Are you from Roanoke Island? Yes.
Yay.
Y'all, he's in the house.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
It is. It is so cool
Very,
that you
very
are
cool.
here. Thank you for being here. I'm kind of in shock. Yes. Wow. He's very gracious. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm hoping you'll be able to answer them. Just do the best you can. We're very interested in that period of your time when the English settled on Roanoke Island, and the different tribes around helped them or had little communication, or some traded, and then there were also some bad situations about a stolen mug, I believe. Yep. But anyway, yes, he says yes. Okay, so, oh my God, this is wonderful. The first question I have for you. Did you or any of the surrounding tribes warn the English to not settle on Roanoke Island in 1587? No. Okay, so was their landing surprising? Yes. Had you ever seen other ships in your lifetime before that moment land at Roanoke? No. Okay. Were you excited? Yes. Okay. Did you feel any fear from the ships landing at Roanoke Island? No. And I can answer to that a little bit, because if you think of the culture, they probably were so confident in their abilities and their community that what would they fear, right? Okay. Okay.
Well, in a way, what's really bizarre to me is that it would be so foreign. It would be not too dissimilar to it if a spaceship came in from outer space and came flying in and came into some major city, and in its arrival, you'd have all this like, what the heck?
Absolutely.
And everybody would be just like, whoa. They would all like gather, and then then the engagement would be quite interesting.
Yeah, it would be. He was saying yes the whole time you were talking, so he was relating to that. They settled in, and then they're running out of food. And so they came on two ships. One was a ship, one was smaller. And this, what was his name, you guys? John White? They're like, we're out of food, go get us reserves. We need supplies. So John White left, and he took both boats. And then when they returned, was it 2 years later?
I think it was more than that.
Okay. I don't remember. Well, maybe Slayer can look that up when he returned. But when he returned, no sign of any of the separatists that had colonized there, except there was a word, the Croat, that was written, inscribed into the tree, Croatuum. And so he didn't know what happened to all his people that he left and brought, the supplies back to. So they disappeared off the face of the earth. Now, most likely because that was written into the tree, they joined the tribe and integrated into the tribe for survival. So can you tell us, is that what happened? Did the settlers integrate into the Croatoan tribe and continue? Yes, so they did.
Say it one more time.
The settlers, did the settlers integrate when they were left for supplies by themselves? Did they integrate with the Croatua tribe to survive? Yes.
So that's pretty gracious of the Croatoan
Yes, it
tribe
really was.
to absorb them and
It
to save them.
Yeah. Did this create difficulties among the tribe? Yes. Did they try to overtake the tribe? Yes. Did disease end up spreading? Yes. Wow. Any other questions, you guys? That's fascinating.
Okay, so at the beginning of their interaction, there was a silver cup that the colonists said had been stolen.
Yep.
They then went to, I don't know what tribe they went to. Manteo may or may not have been there. They demanded its return, and when the natives did not procure it, the colonists burned their village and their crops. And totally reasonable reaction. If you don't know me, that's sarcasm.
1584, and it was a different tribe.
Okay.
It was the Sekotan / Dasa Mangupuk tribe.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
So, as Bethany was explaining, there was supposedly a cup stolen, and then that caused the English to retaliate and burn down a village, a tribal village. Did this happen? Yes. It's terrible. People in that tribe, were they killed? Yes. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds so familiar from white people, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah. Not new at all.
History just constantly repeats itself. Just trudge through life, taking whatever you want. Is it Manteo? Manteo, thank you so much for coming through. I mean, I'm just flabbergasted. Thank you so much. And we wish you the best, and we wish you well. And, well, this is just a treat. What do you guys think? That was amazing. So, should we move on to the colonists? Let's just bring up John White. He is the one. The first governor, or we could do John White, or we could do the other dude who was the first governor. It's hard to keep up with all. Oh, it was him. He was the first governor. All right, so he sailed to Roanoke on the first ship and smaller boat, or smaller ship. It wasn't really called a ship. It was a boat. And he landed. He was the first governor, John White. Let's see if we can bring him in. Wow.
Okay.
Is this a good way to go?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
John White, 1587, Roanoke Island. John White, are you here to speak with us? Absolutely. Okay, John White says he's here. All right, so can you please validate, were you the first governor at Roanoke Island after you landed in 1587? Yes, he was. And When you landed, did you understand that that land was owned, already inhabited by tribes? Yes. Was it your plan to institute your customs into the land and take it over? Was it your plan to take over that land after you landed there? Yes. Had you planned on integrating with the tribes in a balanced and positive way? Or no? Was your plan to just control that entire area? Yes. And you went there because you wanted free enterprise. You wanted enterprise. This wasn't, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so you guys were low on supplies. Everybody was like, go get supplies. And you left to go get that supplies. Is that correct? And you took both ships. You didn't leave any boats. Is that correct? Correct. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then when you returned, there was nobody to be found. Is that correct? Is it your understanding that the people who survived, that you left to get supplies for, integrated into the Crow-2? Yes. Did you see Crow-2? Did you see it carved into a tree? That word? No. Maybe somebody else did.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Does he regret how he treated the native people?
Let's ask. Do you, John White, regret your decisions to treat the tribes in the manner that you did? Yes.
Good question.
Thank
That
you.
was very good.
Thank you.
Slayer, did you ever get an answer on that one?
Well, there's on integrating. There's like
No, like how long it took for him to return after he left for supplies.
No, I was looking at the other thing. But let me see if I can. But it looks like there's some really interesting theories on what happened, and one of them was like the Spanish might have attacked.
Should we ask if the other ships landed while they were gone?
Because part of the reason they were there was to compete with the Spanish for the amount of
All right,
gold.
I'm going to actually ask my lights that question instead of John White because he wasn't there, so how could he?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I would like to inject one thing is that I did look up the history between Plymouth versus St. Augustine.
Okay.
They were two completely different types of settlement types.
Yeah,
One was the
right.
Spanish, whereas the Plymouth was basically European. Spanish wasn't really considered part of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
St. Augustine was
So
Spanish.
St. Augustine was Spanish, and it actually was about 50 years earlier,
Yeah.
55 years
Oh,
earlier.
it was?
It was,
Okay.
it
So
was
we
50
were wrong.
So it was 55 years earlier, and so, but the point is that, and St. Augustine ended up becoming a whole central launch point to and from Europe because of the stream that went between the two. There was a whole route, and so there was a lot happening through all to Florida, down to the Bermudas, and all that through all that time, and yet this was a completely different engagement way north, a completely different group of people. But it is possible that the Spanish did work their way up, and there could have been anything. So
It would
that's
be
why I wanted to
interesting
say
one
that.
time to check out the reason why the Spanish, was it to have a city? Or was it another reason and they ended up making the first city of the United States?
Columbus was sent, he was Italian, and he was commissioned by the Spanish because the Spanish were, they were wealthy at the time, and they were basically go out and explore, and anything that you acquire and lay claim to, it becomes ours, and we're going to pay you to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and you get earnings out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean there was all of that in the mix. So they didn't come for the purpose to become friends.
Right.
They They came with the purpose to basically.
Or that whites would be placed in the same location. Indeed, the Spanish greatly overestimated the success of the English in Virginia. Rumors suggested the English had discovered a mountain made of diamonds and a route into the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
So, following the failed reconnaissance in 1587, Philip II of Spain ordered Vicente Gonzalez to search Chesapeake Bay. Gonzalez failed to find anything in Chesapeake. The port appeared abandoned. Gonzalez left without conducting a thorough investigation. Although the Spanish believed Gonzalez had located the secret English base, the defeat of the Spanish Armada prevented Philip from immediately ordering an attack upon it. In 1590, the plan was reported to destroy the Roanoke colony and set up a Spanish colony in Chesapeake Bay, but this was merely disinformation designed to misdirect English intelligence.
Wow.
So that's in 1590?
1585.
1585, whereas we're talking about the Plymouth landing in 1620. So there is this prehistory.
Well, no, we're talking about Roanoke in 1587.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to Plymouth yet.
Oh, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's basically in this whole era of time, there is all this stuff going on.
I want to say that when I was a young boy living in Florida in the early 70s, my family and some school trips, in fact, took us to St. Augustine.
That place is amazing.
And it was incredible, the history and reading all in the stages and what happened in the actual fort that's still
St.
down there that
Augustine.
you can
Go to.
Oh my God, it was so cool. Did it probably 6 times in the 10 years we lived in Florida. And they had the most amazing thing that I would get every time as a treat, a pickle on a stick. It was a dill pickle on a stick.
And it was delicious.
And it was the greatest thing I'd ever had. And I would look forward to every trip to St. Augustine and that pickle on a stick. So.
Well, they also have a place there with the best donuts I ever had in my freaking life.
They also have a place there that has saltwater taffy. It was pretty good.
To tell you, since we're on these lines, my daughter and I, on a whim, decided to go to St. Augustine. It was the first time we had been there. We had 3 nights because my other daughter we were visiting just had a baby and we wanted to give them some time. They were in
Savannah,
Georgia.
Oh, I love Savannah.
So it wasn't far. So we went and we found this pink cottage smack on the beach. I mean, smack on the beach. I couldn't even believe it. And we were there 3 nights. We were running to our car after 3 nights. That place was so haunted. It was terrifying. And you had to go, the way they had it set up, you had to go through the basement door to go upstairs to the main part of the house. And we would run through that basement. It was so scary. But that place was scary. Not haunted in a good way. Haunted in a terrifying way, like bad news. But anyway, it was great, and it was on the beach. It was gorgeous. We had a great time. All right.
Well done.
Should we move on to Plymouth? What do you
Sure.
have?
Well, should we do a different episode for Plymouth?
No,
We're
rolling.
rolling.
This is our
Okay.
gobble gobble.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're all eating.
Yeah.
We had a long day. No one's eaten since yesterday, so we're kind of eating as we go. I had these great French fries from Corgi next door.
They look
They're
really
delicious. Shout out to Corgi.
Yeah, if you get a chance to eat their smoked, they're really good.
Oh yeah, they're smoked.
And then we've got a little right across the street.
The girls,
Oh, God.
goes across the street. It's so good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we've got a good life right here at the mothership.
I'm telling you.
Live in that dream, baby. Sorry.
Oh, it's the dream. Oh, we're living the dream. We're in the dream machine. So, now we're going to talk about Plymouth Rock. Now, Plymouth Rock, 1600s. I don't know if I can find the date. My notes are so discombobbled. Okay. Mayflower landed 1620. Following that, the Fortune, 1621, which I might say, why are balloons going up on the screen?
I don't know.
Maybe
Was it
Mayflower.
because you did that? I don't know.
It's not doing it again.
Mm-mm.
All right, then the Fortune landed 1621, which happens to be when Renzella's name of his mountain bike. Anne, the ship Anne landed 1623, and Little James landed 1623. So 2 years, 4 ships. Now, while she's looking up the chart for Plymouth Rock, I will tell you the difference between Roanoke and Plymouth. Now, this is interesting. Is that Plymouth, they were running from religious, not persecution, but control. They didn't want to be under the religious domination of the English throne. They wanted their own, and so they had it was called Christian, something called, when I find it, I'll let you know. But that's why they went, and lo and behold, they get there, and what do they want to do with it? They want to control everybody that's already there with their faith. Mm-hmm. Even though that's why they were running, because they didn't want to be controlled. Do you see what I'm talking about? It's just unbelievable to me. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah. So this chart is also, we have a date, we don't have a time, so I'm using a noon chart. But again, a noon chart works surprisingly well. So we have Pisces rising, we have the sun in Sagittarius, and we have the moon in Libra. So with Pisces rising, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, so I immediately look to see where's Jupiter in the chart. And it is retrograde conjunct Pluto in the 3rd house, in Taurus. Pisces has a lot to do with faith. Pisces is very spiritual, as we think of all your Pisces friends and how
Do I have any Pisces friends?
Oh, you must.
Jessica, what are you?
Aquarius.
Oh yeah, you're like Kristen. And so are you, Slayer.
Okay.
You're a Taurus. What are you?
Cancer.
Okay, I'm a Cap.
Okay, yeah. So Jupiter is the planet of faith. And Sagittarius, which is where the sun is the planet of like missionaries and exploration. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of that. What is fascinating to me is we have, in the last chart, we had Mars at 16 degrees of Libra. And in this chart, we have Mars at 15 degrees in Libra. And Mars is in the 8th house again. In a day chart.
Like Roanoke.
Yeah. So that one we had Saturn in the 8th. This one we have Mars in the 8th. So, yeah, we are still really struggling with diplomacy around resources. That's a big, big problem here. What else? This one has... This one is very close to an eclipse. This would have been... Wow, look at that. This one would have been... See, here's the North Node. Here's the Sun. They are within 15 degrees, and the moon is going to move this way. We are probably about 4 or 5 days from an eclipse. Eclipses are always big news in astrology. They herald big changes. So that tracks. I kind of want to study this chart more because it fits really, really well.
Well, question.
It's almost like a predestined event, almost, because like the coming of Jesus Christ, had one.
Had an eclipse?
Yeah.
I don't know about the coming of Jesus Christ, but his crucifixion, definitely.
Oh, it's crucifixion. That's what I meant. Yeah, so it's related. So
Yeah.
it has this, anyways, energy. It's like very strong energy.
Different eclipses mean different things.
Yes.
And is that determined by the house that it's in?
The house and the sign and where the ruler of the sign
Okay.
is. So
We learned so much from Bethany.
Yeah, they
I
do.
just wish I could retain it.
yeah, so this would have been a new moon eclipse in Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. So that's when, so a full moon eclipse is when the moon turns red. A new moon, if it's a total eclipse, which this one I don't think would have been, that's when like the moon crosses the sun and it blacks it out.
Blacks
and
it out,
it's
yeah.
very dramatic.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. If you get the chance to see one, you should take it. So this would have been a new beginning in the sign of Sagittarius, having to do with faith exploration. Yeah, all the things. Risk. Oh yes, yeah. Sagittarius is very comfortable taking risk. Long distance travel. Yeah, the astrology fits really well.
Can you imagine the supplies they had on their ships back then? Because there's no refrigeration, no. I mean, the food that they had to eat must have been just...
Yeah, would have been atrocious.
Can't even... Ugh.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
Questions. Okay. So, William Bradford and John Carver, I think John Carver as well, were on the Mayflower. William Bradford, I believe, was the first governor. So let's see if we can bring him in.
Okay.
Although I know John Carver was famous too. But listen, if we can get anybody, I'll just be happy with that. Good grief. Let's try. William Bradford, from who crossed the ocean to Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts in 1587. William Bradford. Ooh. Yeah. Are you here? Yeah. He is. Look at this. He is here.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Doesn't get a chance to chat much with people, so
Look at this.
that's very cool.
I heard him say I'm having fun with this. Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to ask some questions. When you were traveling on the ship, did you fear a mutiny? Yes. I don't know why I'm asking that, but I am. Did a mutiny almost happen? No answer. When you landed on Plymouth Rock, did you have a full understanding that it was already inhabited by indigenous tribes? Okay, yes. Did you record the truths in your journals to protect the colony's image? Okay, not you specifically. Were there journals kept with truth to protect the integrity of the colonies? Okay. Did you leave to go to Plymouth Rock to flee from religious, what do you call that? Domination.
Persecution.
Is it
Persecution?
Yeah, religious persecution. Did you leave England to go somewhere else to get away from religious persecution? Yes. And then when you landed, did you try to inflict Christianity on all the tribes? Yes. Do you understand that's the same thing that you fled from? Yes. Did you have good relationships with the tribes? Some, yeah. Did guilt accompany gratitude in the first feast? Did you have any guilt at all with how the natives were going to be treated if they were not being treated? Yes. So the native tribes, did they teach you how to work the land and have food? Yes. Okay. So should we go on to the indigenous people? Squanto was
Yeah, he was one of the ones who, Squanto was one of the leaders or guys who taught them how to do fending for food, and he was almost like he taught them all about how to work the land and to get provisions and all that.
Yes, and he spoke good English, and he was the one that was, I think, a slave for a little while. I want to say this. I don't know who. He was captured at some point.
Well, he was a Native American.
Yes.
Who's attributed for directly working to help educate the Pilgrims in how to plant, harvest, fish, or all that stuff that would be relative to the Americas.
But he knew English.
Wasn't he the first person they met?
I think he was like the one that worked with them the most.
Yeah.
He's just credited for it because he did a successful job of helping them. Without them, they would have been in trouble. So he basically indoctrinated them into the ways of how to do things in the Americas.
Right. William Bradford, thank you for coming through. We appreciate your time and wish you the best. Thank you. We're going to try to bring Squanto in, who I know that you conversed with. Squanto, 1587, tribal interpreter between Gosh, what was the name of his tribe?
Wampanoag? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing
I have it.
Wampanoag, Wampanoag.
That's it. It's Wampanoag. OAG, Wampanoag.
Yeah, Wampanoag.
He was with the Wampanoag. Okay, so you're with the Wampanoag.
They've been
All right,
there.
so Squanto, can you please tell us if you are here, Squanto, from the Wampanoag tribe in 1587? And if we have that tribe wrong, he's here. If we have your tribe wrong, we're really sorry, but I think that's what it is.
I like what it means. It means people of the first light.
Oh.
What's that?
It says it means people of the first light. I like that.
So dawn? Is that like people of the dawn?
Yeah, people of the first light helped the pilgrims to survive from winter. But it's an interesting meaning for the name.
Leah, Slayer, will you take pictures? He says he's here, and to see if we have any orbs coming through or anything. Let's do that. Squanto, you are here, correct? Yes. Thank you for coming through. I'm just in awe that these people are coming through. First question, were you English speaking? Yes. Were you an interpreter with the colonists that settled on Plymouth Rock? Yes. Did you originally approach the colonists out? Yes, you did. Thank you. Did you do it out of compassion rather than curiosity? No. So you approached them out of curiosity, is that correct? Yes. Okay. Did you expect between you and the colonists?
No.
No. Because remember, he was enslaved on the ship.
Oh,
before.
right.
So he knew. Did you receive fair exchange for your help? Did you receive fair exchange for your help? He says no, but I heard him say, what does fair exchange? What is that? That he doesn't understand the question.
What is the question?
Were they treated fairly in return for the help that they gave them?
No.
I don't think they got anything, honestly.
They got small.
That's not how colonists do business.
They got what everybody else got.
Small.
From the early American and
Yeah.
current American leadership.
Screwed.
They got shafted.
Horrible. Regret welcoming the. Yes.
Okay.
Did your tribe regret welcoming? Yes. My gosh. Any questions? Squanto, thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate speaking with you and your knowledge. Thank you so much. Well, how fascinating was this? It's a great way to kick off Gobble Gobble Month.
Yeah, we had a good session.
I'm
Very
really
cool.
actually shocked that all these people came through.
It sounds like the charts were really strong.
Yeah.
In alignment. There was like almost like this was really like.
Point.
I mean, obviously, like this was all this is like a part of like world destiny, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's so interesting to see the cycles repeated just in. They absolutely repeat.
Yes.
What do you mean by
Doesn't
that?
seem
What do
like
you
we
mean?
learned jack shit from one time to the next. So.
Oh, you mean the atrocities and stuff
Yeah.
and everything?
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Well, people are shitty, you know, and you know, there's always been a problem with, especially when you have any form of religion that always wants to bastardize people to become like them. You know, it's happened all through the Crusades, you know, all through time, you know, and so let's go ahead and convert all these people to be just like us, you know, even though we're escaping those other bastards who are trying to make us like them.
Well, everybody, okay, so don't forget, you need to book your astrology reading with Bethany at pollenandstardust.com. It's the new year coming up. If you've got birthdays coming up, it's a great time to do it. She is amazing. So, I don't know what we're going to have. Well, I know one thing we're going to have coming up next month.
Yeah, we're gonna have Santa Claus visit.
We are going to do a reading on who has been researched to be the real Santa Claus.
Really?
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
cool.
And it is a fascinating story. However, it would be interesting. I'm just started putting this together today, so I haven't gotten past that. But it'd be interesting to also look at other aspects of the holiday and see who else we can contact that would be really exciting.
Yeah, like maybe Scrooge.
Oh, Charles
No, he was-
Dickens.
He was
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens would be cool.
Heck,
Because Scrooge was
yes.
a fictional character. Charles Dickens would be a
Writing
cool
it
dude.
down. Charles
Edgar
Dickens.
Allan Poe.
That'd be
Oh.
that'd be a
Let's
good
do
one.
those three: Santa Claus, Edgar,
Or whatever anyone else wants to.
and Charles Dickens.
Well, you said it, Joe, so we better do it.
You're
We'll do
damn
that
right.
on the
You
next
better do
episode.
it. It's all about
And
me.
Edgar Allan Poe, from what I've heard, he died mysteriously, so this is going to be a mystery, big mystery.
Did he die mysteriously? He was an actual pedophile.
Yeah, and thank you for joining. We appreciate you.
It was a lot of
Please,
fun
thumbs
tonight.
up for us. Please subscribe. We want to grow. We're fun. We do cool stuff. We have a great time. We hope you've had a great time. And have a nice evening.
Yeah. And thanks for joining us too, Bethany. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
It was fun.
You got a
Yes.
nice dimension to us.
And thanks, everybody.